Welcome to Module 3.3, where we'll examine the key elements of Bitcoin's tokenomics to understand what makes Bitcoin a groundbreaking economic system that's shifting the paradigms of traditional finance. Besides being the first decentralized digital currency, Bitcoin's true innovation lies in its unique economic design, its tokenomics. Bitcoin's tokenomics encompasses several key principles: its finite supply, issuance rate, and the incentives that keep the network secure. Before we dive into Bitcoin's economic design, let's revisit the term tokenomics and its definition. Tokenomics refers to the economic principles and mechanisms governing a cryptocurrency or token system, including factors such as token distribution, supply and demand dynamics, incentives, and governance structures. Now let's start examining Bitcoin's tokenomics. One of the fundamental principles of Bitcoin's tokenomics is its finite supply. Satoshi Nakamoto, Bitcoin's enigmatic creator, set the total supply of Bitcoins to a hard cap of 21 million coins. This programmed scarcity, similar to precious resources like gold, is what underpins Bitcoin's value proposition. But what does scarcity mean in economics? It's a fundamental principle that says resources are limited while human wants are unlimited. This discrepancy creates value. Take gold, for example. It's valuable because it's rare, useful, and can't be produced arbitrarily. Nakamoto mirrored this principle in Bitcoin, giving the digital currency similar characteristics: scarcity, utility, and difficulty to produce. Next, let's look at Bitcoin's issuance rate. New Bitcoins are introduced through a process called mining. Now, it's important to appreciate another concept that adds to Bitcoin's scarcity. Its rate of issuance isn't constant. It decreases over time, making it increasingly difficult for miners to get their hands on newly minted Bitcoins. Every 4 years, Bitcoin goes through a halving event, reducing the reward for mining new blocks by 50%. This event is significant because it slows the creation of new Bitcoins and prolongs the distribution of the entire supply. It's believed that the final Bitcoin will be mined in the year 2140. Interestingly, Bitcoin's tokenomics model seems to have a direct impact on the price of the asset. These halving events have often corresponded with some of the most explosive price rallies in Bitcoin's history. Why is that? Well, as the block reward halves, the supply of new Bitcoins entering the market slows down. If demand remains constant or increases, the price of Bitcoin may rise due to this reduced supply. We mentioned mining earlier, and you may be wondering, how does mining work as Bitcoin's incentive mechanism to keep the Bitcoin network secure? We know that miners use powerful computers to solve complex mathematical problems, and in return, they receive both the block reward in newly minted Bitcoins and transaction fees from the processed transactions. This proof-of-work system secures the network and prevents fraudulent transactions. As the block reward to miners decreases over time, another aspect of Bitcoin's tokenomics comes into play: transaction fees. Every Bitcoin transaction typically involves a transaction fee, which serves as the incentive for miners to keep securing the network even after all 21 million Bitcoins have been mined. At that point, miners will rely solely on transaction fees to continue securing the network. How this shift in Bitcoin's tokenomics will affect its price and the security of the network remains an interesting topic for debate. Given its finite and deflationary supply, Bitcoin is often likened to digital gold. Similar to gold, Bitcoin is seen as a store of value, a hedge against inflation, and an asset distinct from traditional financial markets. This has given Bitcoin a few unique attractive features, leading to significant interest from investors, particularly during economic uncertainty. Bitcoin's innovative tokenomics have profound implications for the world and our society, changing the way we think about money, finance, and even power structures. Bitcoin offers an alternative to traditional fiat currencies and centralized financial institutions. Its encoded scarcity and predetermined issuance rate offer predictability. which stands in stark contrast to the discretionary monetary policies often employed by central banks. Bitcoin's tokenomics could also encourage more competitive and innovative financial services. Despite these advantages, Bitcoin's tokenomics come with a few limitations. The finite and decreasing supply of Bitcoin, combined with fluctuating demand, can lead to significant price volatility. The security of the Bitcoin network depends on miners, and if mining becomes less profitable and miners decide to stop their activities, it could make the network vulnerable to attacks. Bitcoin mining requires a considerable amount of electrical energy, contributing to environmental concerns. Looking ahead, the block rewards for mining new Bitcoins will continue to halve until they eventually reach zero. Will transaction fees be enough to incentivize miners to continue securing the Bitcoin network? There have been significant increases in transaction fees in 2023 due to innovations including the ordinal inscriptions and BRC20 tokens. It's hopeful that the Bitcoin community will be able to figure out solutions to mitigate this risk. Bitcoin's tokenomics, the principles and incentives that make up its economic system, are a revolutionary departure from traditional economic models. Understanding Bitcoin's tokenomics is key to grasping its potential impact on the world. Bitcoin's design has had a profound impact on everyone, from the way we save, spend, and invest, to how we think about money itself. In the next section, we'll take a closer look at the Ethereum ecosystem to understand the Ethereum white paper, its account models, and its tokenomics.